My name's Adam Docherty. I work at Yarra Trams in Victoria. I'm a team manager of drivers. So I have about 50 people that directly report to myself. And I guess my main role is performance management, making sure that they're adhering to our safety procedures and protocols, looking after their well-being when they have using sick leave, things like that. So sort of checking in on them if it's an extended sort of a period, so a couple of days or more. So I was a driver for 10 years, so I have a really good understanding of what my team goes through on a daily basis. I guess they sort of appreciate and respect that. So when they come to me with any issues, they know that I understand what they're talking about, and I've more than likely been through it myself in the past. We're shift workers, so I guess the biggest challenge for our drivers and the broader employee base will be that work-life balance, because we work across such a broad spread of hours. So our first trams sort of tend to roll out around 4:30 in the morning. Our last trams come back in, sort of in the first half of the week, that's sort of 1:30, 2 o'clock, and then we're 24 hours on some of our lines over the weekend. So trying to create a situation with your shift patterns that allow you to have that family time, but also look after your own health as well. It's probably one of the biggest challenges. So there's a lot of drivers swap their shifts to try and keep a sort of consistency with their start and finish times and things like that. What else is there? Travel's a big one. A lot of our drivers don't necessarily live close by, and now that we're sort of slowly coming out of the whole COVID situation, there's a lot more traffic on the road. We're slowly getting back to that sort of normal traffic situation. So drivers, are sort of upwards of an hour travelling to and from work. So add that to an 8-hour driving shift. It sort of takes a lot of time and fatigue on the body and the mind. Tiredness is one of the big ones. Drivers who sort of, struggle to get to work on time, have a high rate of absence. We sort of see a little bit of a spike of that recently, just as things are starting to get busier. So the network's getting busier, there's more people, there's more traffic, but we're still maintaining the same sort of scheduling times. It's taking its toll. Drivers have fallen out of sync with the way society's moving. We've had such a broad period of no one around, easy cruising along. Drivers have gotten used to that. Now everyone's starting to come back to work. We're into the city. There's a lot more movement, so there's a greater toll on the mental health, because we're constantly on edge, having cars pulling out of side streets or cutting us off in our trams, pedestrians not looking where they're going. So there's a lot of tension, I guess, that the drivers hold, because they're constantly looking to avoid those sorts of situations, I guess. I think it's about having the right people in leadership roles, having that sort of natural empathy, I guess, and an acceptance of breaking down those walls and letting people know that it is actually okay to not be okay. I've been through a lot of that stuff myself from when I was a driver, and being a parent. I've got a 17-year-old daughter, so showing her that it's you don't have to bottle things up. You don't necessarily have to tell me absolutely everything, but even just getting a little bit of it out is a bit of relief on your mind. Making things very informal, I think, makes it easier, put people at ease, and just keep in contact, I guess, especially with those drivers or the workers that have multiple days off, sort of thing. Being in touch with them, letting know that you actually are concerned about them, and building those trusts and that rapport with your team. A lot of the older guys sort of see that the whole "are you okay" thing is a bit cliched. I mean, "are you okay" should be every day, really. And I guess getting those guys that are a bit reluctant in that situation. I guess it's being as casual as possible, and almost sort of jokingly sort of step into that sort of area. And I guess if they feel that it's not sort of a formal situation, they sort of drop their guard a little, and then without even realizing it, they tend to open up. Try and learn as much as you can. Like, there's so many different resources out there that deal with this kind of stuff. You know, having difficult conversations, or how to deal with managing employees that maybe aren't performing. Just setting the comfort levels, I guess, for the employee, and letting them know that yes, I'm your manager, but I care. I'm here for you. I guess keep your eyes and ears open. And if you know it's about a certain person, just be mindful of that person. Check in with them, just sort of, in passing. How you going? How's things? How's the family? And you might find that they open up just because they feel like they need to unload, and that might be all that they need, is just that one question. How's the family? How are you? Then it'll all come out.